to this edition of the Mayor's Corner. My name is Jim Brown, Mayor of Cedar Falls, and today is another conversation about the upcoming construction season here in Cedar Falls, starting here in a few short weeks. With me once again is Director Stephanie Sheets. Stephanie, welcome once again. And what we want to really do is continue the communication with the public to make sure that they see and they hear and they know of things upcoming, because things once again will be changing. Can you help share with some of the information with the public of what's going to be happening?
Sure. Let's start with phase one. We had construction last year of phase one, so a lot of people have seen a lot of those changes have happened already. We still have work to go in phase one, and what we have left in phase one that we'll be spending time on, as this graphic will show, is all the areas that we have work left to complete in what we call phase one, which runs from Grove to McLean. And what we'll start off focusing on is the old pavement that's still in place near the Waterloo Road intersection, and those eastbound lanes will be closed, and we will be working on tearing up that old pavement, putting in new infrastructure underground, storm sewer, sanitary sewer, water, and then getting the pavement back in place and completing that roundabout intersection. Work will also start about simultaneously on the east end, working with on the west end, working with the trails and installing the trails there, as this graphic shows, in front of the Deary dealership, and continuing that east through the project. And going back to that Waterloo intersection area, what we'll end up doing is we'll be switching the traffic onto the north side of the road on those westbound lanes. So like last year where we had one lane in each direction, that's what we will see in that area of construction. So that's a little bit about phase one. They'll be kicking that off starting March 20th, and we'll be looking forward to seeing that work progress in the phase one area. We will continue to do outreach about any changes that happen with that when we end up doing other road closures or working at spot intersections. We had a traffic pattern map that we published regularly last year, and we have that set to go for the March 20th change, and we'll be doing that as we see other changes happen along the phase one area. So then moving into phase two is the area that we refer to from McLean going all the way to the east to Midway Drive. And that area is going to be split into two different sections where we'll be working this year and then doing some work into 2018. So this year what we're showing here is we would start work on the west end of that phase two area. So picking up from McLean and going through Round, we would be closing the eastbound lanes on the south side there and taking out that pavement, putting in new pavement, all new underground again, working on the trails, all of the components that are new to this project. And we'd be working again on those eastbound lanes on the south side from University Avenue to Round intersection. We will also then be working on the very east end from Cedar Heights to Midway, again on the south side, so closing those eastbound lanes, putting traffic onto the westbound lanes, one lane in each direction, and working on those eastbound lanes from Cedar Heights to Midway, and also working on that frontage road. Those are the initial areas we'll be starting with construction, and again, at some point in the summer, be looking to then flip and work on the other side of the road in those same two sections, and hopefully complete and have all new pavement and underground infrastructure in place on kind of the bookends of phase two, as I call them, on the east and the west sides.
So a couple takeaways that I think I'm hearing is, number one, folks need to be ready for that traffic shift to one lane each direction for the construction to be happening on each one of those sides of the street.
Yes.
And just as we've done since day one, at least day one since the construction season last year, you and I will be going door to door along that corridor to talk with folks, see if any concerns and answer questions they may have. But we also have an informational meeting for those folks directly affected by phase two, correct?
Yes, we are planning on March 21st to have an informational meeting for all the folks along the phase two area who might have the question of, When do you think you'll be in front of my driveway? How long will it be closed? Will you have half of it open and closed? We're trying to make all those arrangements to maintain access to all of the businesses so that customers can get in and out and those businesses can stay functioning during construction. And we hope that people will continue to support our businesses along University Avenue while we're under construction. That's very important, and we appreciate everybody's patience as we work on this really, really big project.
And even though it may not be as extensive, when the construction starts and as it gets moving, we'll also have the signage available for various businesses or various directions that folks may need to recognize that they'll be moving to.
Yes, we'll be working to get those signs up. Last year we made adjustments as various businesses said, hey, could I have a sign here, or it would be better to move it to this spot. We certainly want to do as much as we can that way to support our businesses.
Sure. One last question. As Phase 2 is beginning, Round Street will be a traffic signal, correct? That is not a roundabout.
That's correct.
Okay. And the roundabout, eventually, Phase 2, will be a roundabout.
At Cedar Heights.
At Cedar Heights.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
So just so folks can recognize what's coming in the future,
Yep.
a traffic light at roundabout at Cedar Heights.
That's correct.
Very good. Once again, thank you for listening to this update for Phase 2 and the ending of Phase 1 construction on University Avenue. As always, if there are any questions the public has, please feel free to give City Hall a call, check social media. Thanks again, and God bless.